Hey guys, so I wanted to do this live on my Facebook, but my Facebook was acting janky on my laptop. So I'm going to just be doing this on YouTube. And I wanted to talk about several different topics tonight. And let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about, obviously we're in post-election. It was some crazy few months that actually this whole year has been crazy with political content, political content, political content. Okay, so now that it's over, I really want us to start having conversations on what is going to happen moving forward. And as I was doing the research of looking into what Trump was going to do, oh, and by the way, I don't have the regular background because I'm at my mom's house. So I I have her background, in case y'all are wondering. But I'm in the great blessed state of North Carolina. But anyways, I have been doing some research on what is coming, what is the next 4 years going to look like, and I know that we can't necessarily collect all this even after all the videos, the information, we really still don't know what's going to happen, but there are some certain things out there, and I want to specifically discuss one thing that piqued my interest out of the several, and that is the Department of Education fiasco. And I call it a fiasco because some people are for it, some people are not. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there is a specific video out about the Department of Education being dismantled or just being done with, and how moving forward, there will be other things implemented when it comes to the education system, especially the public education system. And some people are really shook about this, and some people are agreeing with it. And for myself as a homeschool mom, and I don't know if you seen in the past, I did a video on homeschool. I did conversations with people I know that work in the public school system. So all of these things have been something on my platform. And I also author children's books. So I have, connections to schools in that way. I have my books in the library, XYZ. But what I've seen from the years that I've become an author of children books, I have been actually screaming this that a lot of our kids are behind because of this No Child Left Behind uh act that was put into place when I was in public school. And it really just put the kids on a fast track of just skipping grade to grade, and making sure that they graduate. But it didn't necessarily help. And from my point of view, it didn't really help students have a love of learning. And that's the deficiency we see in the United States right now. There's kids that do not love learning. They hate school. They're ready to be done with school. A lot of the high schools have fights with teachers. There's disgruntled teachers that hate students. And this is not everybody's school, but I'm just saying from my experience of working in the schools and like contracting and going in and what I see, I'm like, what is this? Because I used to like going to school. I didn't necessarily love the teachings that some of the teachers, did, or how their style was, but I loved the environment of learning. And I just don't see that in these schools anymore. And so when I saw the Department of Education sector, when it came to what was going to be rolled out in 2025 and beyond, I was kind of like, whoa, I didn't see that coming because I have been advocating for children to love reading and love school. And I just didn't think that I was gonna see, some restoration when it came to that specific area. So moving forward, I'm kind of like putting it on my platform, like, what do we do from here? And I do agree that our students that are in the school right now, they are not prepared to compete. United States is big on competition. When you go around the world, you still have to compete depending on what you want to do. Um, I personally think it doesn't matter what you want to do. You still need to learn the competitive nature of being in an industry and executing. And that is just something that is lacking not only in the kids, but also the adults. So I agree with setting our kids up to learn, have a love of learning, and have a challenge for them to want to compete with the skills that they have, like want to not just be mediocre. And I do appreciate that. And I know that some people disagree, some people may agree, but I know in my books, like my book, for instance, we use our hands, legendary lessons, we use our hands. I specifically put in there, the careers that my son's family has gotten into. Hairstylist is my sister. His uncle works on cars. His dad worked for construction. I put all these things. Obviously, I'm a visual artist, also an author, but I put all these things in the book because I felt it was important for children to see that you could use your hands with so many different things, and you could also have a skill set and be a career person, a woman or a man. And so yeah, I think I don't know. This has been interesting time, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I do want to speak to the adults, transitioning into we gotta get it together, y'all. And I don't say we, but I do see a lot of people that would rather not participate in this game called life. And I did do a video speaking of that from a sense of like professionalism, but I want to talk to you from like just in general your purpose, because I know there's a lot of people that don't know what their purpose is. They're lost on what they should do. They don't know who they should reach. You know, spend some time writing out the issues that you have overcame, and voila, there's your purpose. Like think about the things that you have overcame, not the things that, you're still trying to figure out, but think about the things that always was just a thorn in your side and that you know how to speak to it, you know the in and outs of what that issue is, and you are able to tell people how to maneuver. That's part of your purpose. And I do think people make it so difficult sometimes because they make it this grand, like mystical, like your purpose, your purpose. Even at the churches, like the mega churches, make your purpose, your purpose. It's really like you spending time with God. And honestly, He may just give it to you within 10 to 15 minutes. You don't really know. It depends on how open you are to receiving what He has to say, because He will come, but I think sometimes they make God like this person, not an actual like entity or ruler of this world. They make him a person that at the gas station, and they're gonna just, he's just gonna take his time. And yeah, it's just sad how they misinterpret all of this stuff. So you really want to figure that out, because we need more producers in this earth. Like we need more people showing up. executing. And I even have to talk to myself from time to time, like, get it together. You're thinking of yourself way too much. There are other people waiting on you. It's not about you. Anything that we do is not about us. It's about that person that needs to see us showing up every single day. And I got to the point I used to just always think, God, what am I supposed to do next? And one day it just smacked me like, you're in your purpose. You need to just know that. You need to have that mindset of you are in your purpose so you can keep the confidence and do what you need to do. And I do think a lot of us lack confidence, and low, we have low self, some people have low self-esteem. I'm not even gonna put myself in that, but there are days where I don't feel my best, and I'm like, I don't even want to try no more. But it's consistently, you shouldn't stay there. Consistently, you have to persevere and get over that and talk to yourself, even if you got to put post-its all over the house to say who you are and how God created you. Do that because it does get hard, and you do sometimes you want to compare yourself to someone else because of social media, and you see this person showing up and you're like, oh man, I can't show up like that. All these lies. And we need more producers. The harvest is ripe, y'all. And we're just, there's a lot of people just not showing up. They are thinking less of themselves. They're really missing out on what the abundance is out there. And it's enough for everyone. We don't have to put this crab in a barrel or a bucket type of mentality. There's enough for everyone. And specifically if you're Black, honestly, moving forward, if you don't know what to do right now and you have a lot of people around you like, oh, I wish Kamala won, I wish that. Okay, you gotta have to like really get deep down in your soul, no matter what, show up and have the competitive nature, because nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save me. Nobody's coming to save you. That's literally, it sounds harsh, but you have to say that every single day. Nobody's coming to save you. You might have a cent in your pocket currently. Nobody's coming to save you. So, what do you have? What is in your hands? What is in your house? Where should you start? These are things that you should look at. Like, okay, if I have a laptop, how can I use this? Do I know how to write? Do I know how to do videos? Do I know how to put books together? Do I know how to blah, 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 blah? Whatever the case may be, you probably already have it 9 times out of 10. You're just looking past what God has given you because you think that there's better. You know that saying like the grass is always greener on the other side or whatever they say. That's not always true. That's not always true. So there aren't enough people participating in the game of life. The children, they are going to probably surpass the millennials because they'll be set up differently. They'll be able to have um, things in place that were taken away from a lot of people. That's legend. Hey, y'all done. So I'm talking about y'all's future. So yeah, we have to sit back and wait and see. And a quick story I put out on my Facebook a couple of days ago that I would like to have a book signing at Barnes and Noble. And I didn't want to put that post up, but I just was being real transparent and I was just wondering why they was not answering me because there was so many other people locally that have had book signings. But doesn't matter if they were black or white. They had book signings and I was like, why are they not answering me? So I put it out there. I was going to take it down and I'm so glad that I didn't because for one, I made some book sales off of it. Then I was able to explain in the comments. There were some people that were like, oh, why don't you try the local bookstore? Why don't you try, smaller things that I was like, I already have done a lot of the stuff that y'all are suggesting. You just don't pay attention to my page or me. But it's okay to dream beyond what you can like physically reach for. It's okay to dream beyond that. And I was just appalled with a lot of the just, do that for now. No, no. Do you say that to Beyonce? Do you say that to all these other people that you like, celebrities? No, y'all don't. But this girl that you think, is just doing her thing, she's not nobody, she don't have a degree. Da, da, da. I should think small. So I stood 10 toes down, and so many people, they were like, you know, messaging me behind the scenes. They were, checking, and I ended up going in there in person in the store in person to talk to them. I got an email. I sent an email. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna send this, and excuse me, if they don't answer, I'm gonna come back, use my social media again, and I'm gonna say, what's up? Okay, so if you know my history of being on Facebook or being on social media in general, I have advocated. I put a whole last year, I went through a whole escapade of being in a grocery store, and I was like, um, I forgot what the name of it was, but this worker went off on me and my mom. I championed that thing until that store publicly put out an apology, and they never do that. So I get what I want. And I have to even remind myself of the things that I've done in the past. And because I'll go right back to like this little grasshopper, I'm like, oh, ooh, I don't know if I should have. I have to remind myself of what I've done. So anything is possible, y'all, when you put your mind to it, but you can allow things to get in the way. You can allow what people perceive you as to get in the way. And I truly encourage you to remove that. And if you have bigger aspirations than what other people around you can see, you'll have to just get around people or watch people their content that do the same things and feed yourself with things that can inspire you, can encourage you, can help you execute. And I say all this to say I got an answer back, and that is in the works. So I am really changing my perspective on execution because it's not about color. It's not about your age. It's a competitive field of no matter what you're in right now. And if you're not able to compete for these next 4 years, you'll get left behind. You'll be on the sides, like the sideline. And you don't have to take my word for it, but I'm just telling you what I know. You will be on the sideline if you do not know how to compete and execute fast. So it's no more time for tears and woe it's me. It's like you really got to get in the game. Your headspace has to get in the game. Physically, you have to get in the game. Like I'm starting to make sure I get my steps every day. I had the time in the pandemic where I gained weight and enough is enough. Like I might not be perfect at it every day, but enough is enough. Like drink more water, try to eat better, try to be around people that's better, change your environment, travel more, Do the things that will contribute to what you want. Because I have big goals, dreams, aspiration, and I had to keep telling myself it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. And so hope this encourages you, inspires you. My books, you can get them at www.kristennicoleman.com. You can just hit the menu button and all the tabs will come up and it's books and journals on there. I also have some artwork. I have some tangible items like mugs, bags, you name it. You can even get customized items that you can request and pay for. I also will encourage you to follow me on TikTok, Kristen Nicole Man, and that's on Instagram too. And then Facebook, it's under Kristen Nicole. You'll see me with red on, and my hair is different, but I'm excited for you and your future. So hope you have a good day, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.